Hello everybody! Today we're going to be talking about area. In this video you will learn what area is, what area can be, some real life examples that are applicable to you, and what area looks like if I were to solve for the area. Area is a measurement of square units. Basically what that's saying, it's all the square units inside of a shape. If I wanted to cover up the entire shape, I would be looking for the area. In order to find area, I would have to do length times width. A stands for area. The L stands for length, or how long something is. And I'd multiply it by my width, how wide something is. Now, an example of area can be if I need to figure out how many cubbies can fit on a wall. Let's say Miss Wallen needed cubbies for each one of her students to put their book bags. That would be an area type problem because I'm figuring out the total amount of space inside. If I want to find the area, I'd have to multiply the length, how long those cubbies would be, and I multiply it by the width, how wide those cubbies would be, to figure out the total amount of cubbies that Miss Wallen would have installed in her classroom. Another real-world example of area. Area can tell me how many tiles would fit on the floor. If Miss Wallen needed to figure out how many tiles are in her classroom, if we needed to repave the tiles in the gym, or maybe repave the tiles in the cafeteria, that would tell me, or I would need to figure out the area to tell me how many tiles fit on the floor. I would need the total amount of tiles. I don't want to leave one out because then there'd be a missing space in the floor. Once again, if I'm doing the area, I'd figure out the length of the floor, how long the floor is, and I multiply it by the width of the floor, how wide the floor is, in order to figure out how many square units I would need to fill up the entire floor. Okay, now Miss Wallen has a problem. Let's apply what we've learned about area so far. Length times width. I need carpet in my living room. I have hardwood floors, which is like the wood on my floors, and I don't want that anymore. I need carpet because of my friend right here. This is Fluffy. Everybody say hi to Fluffy. Now, I'm going to get carpet for Fluffy, and I need to fill out the entire living room. I can't leave a little place that's not covered at all. So I need to figure out the area of my living room to figure out how much carpet I would need. Now, let's go back to our formula. This formula is perfect for finding area every single time. Area equals times width. Once again, I'm trying to figure out the total amount of square units I would need. Now, I could go in and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I could go and count each one of those square units. But let me tell you, I like to work smarter and not harder. It would take me forever to count all of those individual square units. So this is where the formula for area comes in handy. I'm going to first count the length. I'm going to count each one of those boxes for the length. So I would get a total length, or how long my living room is, of 12 feet. Now that I've figured out the length, which equals 12 feet, now I'm going to count the width, how wide my living room is. And the width of my living room is 9 feet. Now that I've identified the length and the width, now let's multiply both of those together to determine the total amount of square units. I would multiply by 12 feet times 9 feet to get a total of 108 square feet. Now, the reason it changes to square feet and I do not just put feet right here is because I'm multiplying feet times feet. So I have feet squared. I have 2 times as many feet. So I have square feet. Now let's check. If I counted each and every one of these individual square feet, I would get a total of 108. And now if I go back and check my answer, I do have 108 square foot. Now let's see if my answer makes sense. My question was, how much carpet? Well, if I figured out the entire living room with carpet, I would need 108 square feet for Miss Fluffy. Now, let's just recap what area is, what area can be, and what area looks like. Area is a measurement of square units. All of the square units inside a shape. And I calculate area by area equals length times width. Some real world examples of what area can be is if I need to figure out how many cubbies would fit on a wall, how many tiles I would need to put on a floor. And an example, if I had to apply the formula, if I wanted to figure out how much carpet was on the ground, I would have to multiply 12 feet times 9 feet to get a total of 108 square feet to determine the area of the room. I hope this video helps when you are identifying what the area is.